just talking about some sketching basics. One of the classic mistakes that people make when they're drawing text, for starters, is they do the text way too tall. So what that means is basically, I'll use a rule here to help us out, always aim for flatter text than thinner text. So tall text. So in this case it looks much neater to flatten the text out and stretch it. As opposed to just writing it how you would normally write it. Scrunching it up doesn't look as neat, stretching it out looks much neater. The other thing is it's about drawing things in principle. When you're creating any perspective box, make sure that you use the lightest amount of pencil weight. So what we're going to do is have a go at drawing this basic eraser, and we're going to use the idea of proportion. So in this case the proportion for this is, I'm going to use thickness as a reference. So thickness is number 1, that's the front view. So thickness, and I'm just going to caliper it. In fact, what I'll do is get my vernier, we're going to be really precise, so just so you can see a little bit easier. Its thickness is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 along, so front view 1 by 5 is a thickness, and using the thickness again, it's approximately 1, 2, so I've done 2 there, and it's 5 across again, and thickness on the end view is 1, 1, 2. Just a little bit easier to see with vernier caliper. So there are our basic proportions. What we're going to do is just quickly draw our eraser in a perspective box using our horizon line just as a reference, and I'm going to put it below the horizon line out here. Here's my word, so that's the front view. Front view in this case, we can have it like that. There's the thickness, so that's 1, and vanish that back. I'm going to vanish it back over here, making sure that my pencil lines are really light. Right, doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to do the front view, so it's 2 across, so there's the height, 1, 2, that's 2 across approximately. Making sure you're doing this nice and light. Finish that back. See, now we've got to do our length back. So length back is 5 of this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our approximate end. Draw that and vanish that one back. So now we've got the eraser. The other thing we need to look at with our eraser is the little cover on here. So I've got it back there. It's about 1 back of the thickness, so about here. So that's where I'm going to start the cover of my eraser. And also we've got text on here, which is a little bit difficult. I'm not going to write Staedtler. I'm just going to write rubber on here. But what we've got to do is make sure that we set up, the same way that we've done up here, an area to draw this text. I'm just going to use a little bit of line weight back here, just to highlight this a bit better. And now I'm going to do my text. So I'm going to write my text between these 2 lines here. And I'm going to write rubber using the same technique that I've done up here. Sharpen that up a bit. So, remembering that all the vertical lines on the text have to still vanish back. So just going to put a few reference lines in there to remind me where the text is going to go. So I'm going to start writing rubber. Remembering that U, when we have a look at it, has got to vanish back. Same with the B, just check. Yeah, that's nice and line. And I try and stretch these out too. The E, the back of the E, yeah, could come around a bit. And there we have our rubber drawn in perspective. So now, of course, if I wanted to, I could get a rule here and smarten up some of the lines. But the idea of perspective drawing is that a lot of the time you don't have a ruler. Smarten things up. Little flick. Now it's starting to look a little bit more sharper. One on the back. So sometimes a rule helps a lot, just to give us a very rough guide